I'm Lauren Small, and this is Avery Blevins, and we are your go-to people for answering questions about South Carolina. So if you're thinking about making a move to South Carolina, we're here to help. We are going to be answering some questions that y'all have, and if you have other questions, send them to us, and we would love to answer them as well. Avery, you're with Foundation Mortgage.
That's right.
And I'm with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Midlands Real Estate. So let's dive in. We got a couple of really good topics today. We're going to be talking about the new Columbia developments.
Yes. And first, let me say this home is absolutely beautiful. We're in the heart of Columbia on Gervais Street. And this home, it's listed by Berkshire, right?
It is, yes. This is a listing that we have at our brokerage, and it is just stunning. We're going to show you a couple of quick clips. We are outside this incredible pool, and you can see behind us, they have Esplanade pear trees. So it is just...
I mean, the backyard is like an oasis.
It is.
You have this beautiful pool. The landscaping
I'll take it, right?
is gorgeous.
I'll move right in.
Yeah, I know. I know it. Yeah, so let's talk about some of the good things coming to Columbia.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's lots of new developments that are coming that we're all excited about near my office. So I'm downtown Columbia on Divine Street, and right down the street, a new Sprouts grocery store is coming to Divine Street.
Which is so exciting.
That is exciting.
It's another great healthy grocery store.
Yes, yes. So that is a big development coming, and it's a great location too for all the folks in Shannon and Forest Acres, and even here. I mean, that's a short distance away.
Absolutely.
Another thing coming is the Bull Street District. Have you been over to the Bull Street District?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. It's there's lots of developments coming. Methodical Coffee is over there.
We went to Tupelo Honey.
Oh, Tupelo Honey. How was that?
It was great. We had been there. We'd been to Tupelo Honey in Asheville and in Greenville, and we have one now here. So,
yes, it's that's an awesome area, and there's tons of new apartments being built there. I forget the total number of units they have, but it's incredible. Yeah. It's a ton. They have a new Jenny's ice cream, which I've heard is
I haven't tried that.
Is pretty good. And then one of the newest things that was announced is a Publix is being built there.
That'd be awesome.
Yes.
It'd be very convenient because that's right over there, right off of Elmwood, Earlwood area, which there's been a lot of growth over there. We've got some new restaurants and some new coffee shops. Side note, a friend and I, probably shouldn't share this. I might still need this idea in the future, but we had this idea way back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
So when I first met my husband, he was living right over there in Earlwood, as was my best friend. That's where we met. And but me and my friend had this idea to open a restaurant kind of between Earlwood and Elmwood and call it Between the Woods.
Oh,
wouldn't that be good?
That's clever.
Somebody could take
good.
Hey, with the idea, we haven't acted on it.
No, you can't.
In over a decade.
You can't tell the people. Someone's gonna steal this.
We haven't done anything in a decade. We also had the idea of grocery delivery. And we did not act on that.
That is a good idea as well.
Well, it is now a huge thing, you know.
Yes.
Uber Eats, all those things, but
y'all were the original.
We didn't do it. We should have done it. We would have been very.
Well, then you wouldn't be selling real estate.
I wouldn't be here.
So
exactly.
You wouldn't be here. So those are some cool things happening in Columbia.
Yeah.
Another awesome development that I read about this week is there is 80-acre plot between the Gervais Street Bridge and the Blossom Street Bridge, right along the river, and the city began interviewing designers for the park across the nation. So these are some very well-known designers that are coming up with some plans for developing that whole area. So theoretically, there'd be stores, there'd be housing, some restaurants as well. So
I can't believe there's 80 acres.
I know. It doesn't. You wouldn't think that,
no.
but that's going to be a really nice area, and I think everyone knows they're not taking advantage of the riverfront as a lot of places would be, or as a lot of places could. Like there's some cities who are kind of built around the river,
like
and
Greenville.
I think like Greenville, and I think Columbia's heading in that direction.
Yeah, which is great because we have some incredible views.
Yes,
a lot to
absolutely.
enjoy. You know, that makes me think of too, Riverbank Zoo, which is a great feature that we have here, just recently added gondolas that'll take you across the river. So I've been going to the zoo since I was little, and they used to have a little trolley, and you'd wait, the train would come by and pick you up, and you'd go across the bridge. But now they have these gondolas that are constantly going, and it's incredible. It's a great view. You go over the river.
Wow.
And if you're not familiar with the zoo, it is definitely a must visit when you're in town. So there is the zoo side where all of the animals are, and then there is the botanical garden side, which there are just award-winning botanical gardens. It's gorgeous. Over on the other side, but they've added so much over the years. There is a splash pad. There's a big kid splash pad, a little kid splash pad, a dino dig, this huge tree house. So lots to do for the kids. And really, you can visit each side its own day. So I always tell people, if you're moving here and you think that you'll visit the zoo more than once, go ahead and get a membership. It's well worth it. They also have the ropes course now.
Yes, there are lots of cool things there. And the animals are incredible. Like Columbia, the Riverbank Zoo has one of the greatest. I think it's the best zoo in South Carolina.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think that's
definitely.
Like undisputed.
Yeah.
And maybe even the Southeast.
It's incredible. We've got the gorillas.
I go to the zoo an alarming amount of times for a childless man, for a guy who doesn't have any kids.
What's your favorite animal?
I love the bears.
Oh, yeah. They're cute.
They're incredible.
Yeah.
I get fired up about
I said they're cute.
Lions.
They're huge.
Yeah.
They could take you out one swipe, but they're cute too.
I don't know about that, but
no, they are.
What about you?
What's your cuddly? I really like to see the gorillas.
Oh yeah,
they're fun because they get right up against the glass, and
they'll bang the glass. One of them hit his head on the.
Yeah.
I like the seals too.
Yeah.
I like what they have the new seal exhibit where you can see them dive in the water from the side. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But
awesome.
So.
Oh, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
So lots of growth in Columbia. Yeah. Let's talk about some of the things that are driving that.
So Scout Motors is huge. If you've driven by that, it is like a whole town out there. So that's out in Blythewood.
Thousands of new employees.
Thousands. And it's bringing a lot of growth, not just to Blythewood, but the Midlands as a whole. So I've had clients moving here to work at Scout Motors that have moved to Columbia, that have moved to Blythewood, that have moved to Lexington. So people are not afraid of a commute, especially if they're coming from a busier city or somewhere where they're used to a commute already. Driving from Lexington to Blythewood's not a big deal. So I think all across the Midlands, that's going to be a huge
we've seen that as well. And yes, that's
and VC Summer. So VC Summer, they kind of halted everything that they were doing years back, and that is getting reignited. So they're going to be finishing up that project, and that will bring a lot of growth and employment. And I think that's going to bring a lot of growth. I think Winsboro is going to have a lot of growth from VC Summer, from Scout Motors. I've got a listing. All these things bring a lot of growth, but I've got a listing out in Winsboro, and it's just 18 minutes from Scout Motors. So, you can move to Blythewood, you can move to Winsboro and just miss a lot of the traffic and be really rural. So I think there's going to be a lot of growth in this.
The affordability is incredible out there. I mean, I've financed homes that are, I've financed several homes that are under $150,000, which is like unheard of in this economy.
Oh yeah.
So the affordability is incredible. And they're hiring thousands of people.
Yeah.
So, and then some constant drivers that you have is Fort Jackson. So we're constantly, you and I both are constantly working with veterans.
And active military.
Active military, coming to Fort Jackson, and then USC Housing, of course. They're constantly building new apartments. We do a lot of loans for students who are parents who are buying a home for their student and planning on letting their child live there and maybe have some other friends live there.
Because you can, when you're close to USC, instead of renting out a whole house to long-term tenants at one price, you can actually rent it out by room for more. So it can be a really great income-producing property. And if you've got a child living there,
exactly,
you put them on the deed and save some money. And we're going to dive into that some more with taxes and how taxes work.
Right. So South Carolina has two different property tax assessments. One is 4%. That's for your primary residence. When you get the 4% assessment, you have two deductions from that as well. So if you go up to the 6% tax assessment ratio, your tax bill triples. So if you have the primary residence tax, that can save you an enormous amount on your taxes each year. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I even had some clients selling a house in Rosewood, and I was looking at numbers for them on what would your difference be if you rented versus sold, and their taxes were going to be 4 times as much if they were not living there.
Yeah. So that can help it make sense to
Mhm.
purchase a rental. Like you want an appreciating asset, you need a place for your kid to live while they go to college. And so it can be a really good opportunity for parents to purchase a home in Columbia. It appreciates while the kid goes there. They
Yeah.
get the primary residence tax exemption. Additionally, you can put 5% down if we put your child if we put the student on the loan. So if they just have credit, and we don't need any income from them, we just need credit, and we can use the parents' income to qualify them. But if we just have credit from the child, we can access the primary residence programs for conventional loans like 5% down and things like that. So that can be an awesome opportunity for people looking to invest some money.
And speaking to USC students, I think one thing that I've seen shifting in Columbia that's amazing is we're doing a lot better job of making changes that will retain those college students. So instead of college students, whether they're local or they're coming in from out of town, going to school and then leaving, there's been a lot of shifts, and I think intentionally, to keep those students here and keep them in the workforce to grow. And so that's been incredible. And so we're going to have additional students that are staying, becoming part of our workforce, which is another great, if you buy a house here, maybe they just go to college, but maybe they're staying. And that can be an amazing, get in now in that house and start building your equity, an amazing investment for them at a young age.
Yes, absolutely.
And I know we were going to talk some about some of the other areas that we're seeing a lot of growth.
Yes. Where are you seeing? Because you're out shopping every day.
We're
with
out
clients.
all over the place. I think we've seen over the last decade or so a lot of growth in Lexington, a lot of growth in Irmo and Chapin, and seeing that shift out those directions a lot. So going on each side of the lake. So Batesburg, Leesville area, there's a lot of growth going out that way.
It has blown up.
I mean, insane. So there's a lot of new developments, new neighborhoods out that way. And there's also a lot of larger tract homes. And then going the other direction, we're seeing a lot more in Little Mountain, Pomeria, Prosperity, Newberry. And I think even more so with BC summer starting back up, that we're going to start to see even more growth out that way. One, just because if there's only so much space you have to develop neighborhoods, but also if you're wanting more acreage, the closer in you are, the more you're going to pay.
Yes.
So people are willing to look out a little bit further, drive a little bit further for a better price. The drive's not that bad. And especially,
and with that, there's more coming to. I mean, Chapin now has several grocery stores. They have several restaurants, so you can live out past Chapin and have a short drive to the grocery store or whatever.
You can be in Prosperity, Pomeria, and be 15 minutes from downtown Newberry, which has incredible restaurants. There's Figaro, the dining room. If they have fine dining, they've got Newberry Opera House. You've got, your Groucho's, your Walmart, your Tractor Supply, Lowe's. You have everything you need. And if you need something, specific, it's not a long drive to go to Columbia or Greenville even.
And with affordability being an issue, the farther you look out, the less you pay.
Absolutely.
That's just the way it goes.
So you can be in those more rural areas and still be a short drive.
Now that is something I was going to talk about. So the median home value in Columbia is Columbia is the most affordable city in the state of South Carolina. The median home value is $280,000, I believe, right now. That's cheaper than Greenville. That's cheaper than Charleston, and we're growing at those paces. And so I'm really excited for what's going to happen here over the next 5-10 years.
And I love you can be more affordable here, but you're a short drive to the beach. You're a short drive to the mountains, so you're really right between with the best pricing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And especially if someone is looking to relocate due to remote work or something, and they're looking for a state with better affordability than some of the northern states, Columbia is the best option for them by far, because the median home value is much lower. If you're remote, you can work anywhere either way. And so
and it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
I have 2 clients moving here right now. One's from Alaska, and one is from Maine.
Wow.
And they have snow on the ground in Alaska. I mean, obviously it's Alaska, but it's like they're moving from Alaska and they're like, I just cannot wait. I see the sunshine. We're doing the showing. I see the sunshine. Can't wait to get